What's up, guys? NepentheZ here, and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. We got a lot of stuff to get through today, lots of gameplay, just lots of good things in general, lots of packs, a couple of Team of the Seasons packed, and that is before we consider the live Team of the Season. The Liga NOS guaranteed, very cheap for a guaranteed 87 rated card, which I like. This Goretzka card came out. I am tempted. It is good. I am tempted. It would be hard to fit him into my team, sure. But I'm tempted. Having him as a super sub to replace Patrick Vieira, or when we get him later on in the week, Ruud Gullit, could be massive. What do you guys reckon? You reckon I should go and do that, Goretzka? I want you guys to let me know in the comment section whether or not I should do him or not. We'll be able to, like, icon craft him to some degree. And then there's a Liga NOS 81 rated. Like, it's great value, this is. It really is. Well, let's pop in him. Let's pop in these guys. It's not even like that high chemistry either. It's really low rated. It's really achievable. I think EA have done a good job with this one. Now I'm 80 rated here. Let's go and get the chemistry, and then we'll work on the rest of it afterwards. So that is already the chem. So all I have to do now is replace Tete for a left wing that's going to give me the rating. And there you go, Piatti. And this is how easy and cheap. This is literally like, I don't even know, like a 8K SBC. If you're smart with who you use and how, you shouldn't be paying too much for this. So I just wanted to start today's video off with just something awesome. With just a Team of the Season walkout. Obviously, worst case scenario, we're going to go ahead and get that 87 rated goalkeeper. Best case scenario right here, for me, would be Alex Telles. I think if I did get Alex Telles or Eder Militao, I would go and buy the other one of them that I didn't get, and they would then be I would get rid of Varane and what's his name, Alonso, and I would use Telles and Militao. Fernandez would be nice to have as a sub. Other than that, I don't really care about any of them, but as a guaranteed minimum 87 rated player here, I'm happy. So what I really want to just see is the Brazilian flag to start with, and then let's go from there. So EA, please, Brazilian flag, Portuguese flag, right? Okay, so I did. Hey, listen, although he's not necessarily usable, it's a 90 rated card. That's unreal. A 90 rated card. Couldn't really have got much worse than that. There's 189, 188, 187. So to get a 90 rated card for next to nothing is just brilliant. He's not a player that I would ever use. He wouldn't fit into my team. He's not fast enough. His defending and physicals are very nice. His dribbling is good. His passing is very good. He's just slow. Medium high is okay. 6'1's really nice. He's just slow. I'll use him in another SBC somewhere down the line. But that is, guys, the start of the road to glory. We're now going to get into some gameplay and some lots of other things for today's episode. So let's get into the action. All right, guys. So as we go into some gameplay, I thought I had a lot to talk about. I've got 3 comments, and for the first time in a long time, I literally read every single comment. Now, I don't ignore comments or anything like that, but usually I'll start reading through them, and I'll get enough comments for content, or I'll get enough was that just really dark for a long time there? I'll get enough I'll just get a general gist of the comments, or I'll run out of time, or you know, I'll go and do something else and I won't come back. But this time around I read through every single comment, and I've got 3, so I don't know how I'm going to talk for about 20 more minutes with 3 comments, but I'm going to try my best shot for sure. The one thing I just want to address, which is the last time we will address it, based on the comments, is my gameplay, right? People have asked me, and rightfully so, to stop talking about my gameplay, to stop bringing up the comments about my gameplay, and to stop addressing all of the negative comments about how I play. And so for today's episode, I thought, yep, fair enough. You know, many people have made that perfectly clear. And that's why I only have 3 comments, is because, I'm not even kidding, about 90% of the comments were about my gameplay. Both positive and negative. Some people saying, hey man, just do you. It's a game at the end of the day. You just got to play to win. Some people thinking that I have a responsibility to play nice FIFA because I'm a content creator. But either way, I won't be addressing gameplay anymore. I play how I play. I am looking to change how I play. You know, one of the things that I did coming into this weekend league last weekend to try and get to elite was I just started abusing the meta as much as possible to make sure that I was successful. I already knew crossing was overpowered. I built my team heavily around it. I put the players that I wanted heavily around it. And every game that I played, I geared myself towards it. And even though I've still lost some games, generally speaking, I'm outplaying like almost all of the players that I came up against. Last weekend, I came up against 3 top 100/pro players. I lost to all 3 of them. 2 of them were very close games that I lost very late. And one of them was a guy that just kind of like beat me down a little bit. And so I have that feeling that with the way that I'm playing now, I'm so close to that level that I was like, look, let's just keep playing like this. I'll get elite, happy days. But something else happened today, and it's kind of allowed me to change a little few things. So one of the things that's also very overpowered in this game is first-time shots, whether that's timed or non-timed. First-time shots from especially the caliber of players that I have in my team, and for most people now with really great players, first-time shots are just very overpowered. But they're really strong, right? And they're as broken, if not more broken than heading. And I explained on stream, and I explained in this video about why first-time things are so broken. What I think it comes down to is the new heads and volleys game mode. And I know that's going to sound stupid, but this game gets coded really badly all the time, right? And there was the no rules stuff put into regular FIFA, not Ultimate Team, just regular FIFA. And with that, we started seeing a lot of incredibly awful refereeing decisions. And some people would theorize that because of the no rule stuff, maybe the code got lost in translation somewhere and is applied in some aspects to Ultimate Team. And I just think the gameplay in general, EA have like an underlying issue where they've buffed and improved headers and volleys, or in general first-time shots, first-time things, to really help with that game mode so that people could play it. And I, again, like yesterday with my theory during one video about hack weights and cars and stuff, I might be way off the mark with that theory. But regardless, for one reason or another, heads, volleys, first-time passes, first-time shots, they're really broken. And what happens is when you scoop the ball up or flick the ball up or El Tornado the ball up or Balassi flick the ball up, because you lose control of the ball in the motion where it's in the air, the next instance of something you do is a first-time thing. Even though it's not, the game registers it as such. And so basically what happens therefore is everything that is first-timed is overpowered. And to the point where on squad battles last week, I was playing squad battles for the weekly objectives, and the AI on a low difficulty, I think it was professional difficulty, had a throw in about 50 yards away from my goal, right? And they threw the ball in, first time crossed it and volleyed it home. The AI, right? And it was insane. And some guy in my chat had said, I don't know how you didn't know this, but first-time crosses are also extremely broken. And so I started implementing a few first-time crosses into my game. You might see 1 or 2 in today's episode, I don't know, where I literally pass it down the wing and then immediately cross it in. Now, the issue with getting first-time crosses is it's a little bit more difficult, a little bit more challenging, because usually when you cross the ball, it comes at the end of a dribble or a skill move or a skill move run. It's very rare that you pass the ball into someone who immediately crosses it. So maybe an area that I can improve on, can work on and help to try and manipulate. But generally speaking, it's very hard to get the first time crosses off of a pass because that doesn't happen in game very much. But the scoops and the El Tornados and the Balassi flicks, those they count for as first times. And so with shooting, first time shots are also extremely broken because they're first time, and first time timed shots are outrageously broken. And so I've been trying to put some more first-time timed shots and some more first-time shots into my game in general. And it's been semi-successful, but I don't really get into the opportunity to do it very much. Like, I didn't really find the opportunity until today. Something changed for me today that is going to hopefully add a little bit of dynamic gameplay to my gameplay. Hopefully change my gameplay up from going from only crosses to a little bit more than only crosses. And that is a formation change. And so there was a comment from Shan. And Shan says, hey, Nep, how's Ericsson? Do you like him or not? And I think Ericsson is brilliant. He's been very good for the games that I've played. But I'm in a weird spot with Eriksen now because I've changed formation. And the reason why I changed formation is because I got a draft today. I did a draft. I made a draft and I built the draft and I took the 4-2-2. And it was brilliant. And within the first sort of 15, 20 in-game minutes, I recognized that the cams in the 4-2-2 are still able to cross to each other, right? So I put Ibra at left cam and I actually put Team Van Dijk at right cam because it was a draft. I didn't have the players capable. And then I had Tawamba up front alongside another team of the season, Ibrahimovic. That's who I had in those positions, right? And I started crossing, or I had Madison team of the season up front and team of the season Ibrahimovic left cam, Van Dijk right cam. I can't remember, but that's who I had there, right? And what I really recognized is that I was able to now play a completely different style of FIFA whilst not really having to change the style of FIFA that I play, because the two cams still cross the same to each other like they do in a 4-2-3-1. All that really happened is the central cam in a 4-2-3-1 has moved up to being a striker. And why that's important is because it allowed me to see that shot from Aubameyang, first time shot. Watch this gameplay closely. If you're listening to this as a podcast or whatever, watch the way I score goals here. By moving the cam up to a striker, it allowed me two things. Number one, it allowed me the luxury of having two strikers together to do 1-2s. And that's really, really important. And number two is it allowed me to pass off from a striker to a striker for first time shots or first time shots in general. And I won the draft at a canter. It was the easiest draft. I won it on stream as well, which, as you guys know, I struggle sometimes playing on stream because I feel like there's just an added pressure. But I obliterated people with this draft. With team of the season Tawamba, I was just slapping people left, right, and center. I was absolutely abusing them all over the place. And it made me think, you know what, I should put my road to glory into a 4-2-2 because if I'm playing to 17 wins this week, so be it. I still get the crossing abilities, which means I can still use Ronaldo at left cam and Aubameyang at right cam, and I can still use Henry at striker. But that just then means that Eriksen is now going to be playing my striker role. I've got some way of changing it. We can go and get Gareth Bale into the team and play a few people off chem, 3 people off chem, and get Gareth Bale into the team instead and have Bale and Henry up front, which might be a really, really good addition. Or we could just wait and see what I get from rewards and stuff and change my team afterwards. But in the 3 games that I played, where I played with the 4-2-2, I went from 14-2, and you'll see that gameplay here in just a second. I went from 14-2 to 17-2, just in no trouble at all. Like, honestly, some of the easiest wins I ever had. And it came in a formation that I have not used. When I have used, I've hated. And it came because it allowed me the opportunity to change from forcing things down the wings for crosses to all of a sudden being able to play centrally as well. So if people were pulled apart, I had 2 attackers. And it was just a really good way of FIFA. So I don't know what I want to do without Eriksen. Eriksen's not bad to be a striker. He's definitely usable to be a striker. The issue is that with the crossing now, here's where like the whole meta is still like available for me, right? It's because with the crossing, when Ronaldo crosses it, sometimes it goes to Aubameyang, but sometimes it went to Henry, and the same with Aubameyang. When Aubameyang crossed it, sometimes it goes to Eriksen, sometimes to Ronaldo, and Eriksen just isn't capable to win headers. He's 5'11", but he only has 67 jumping and 66 heading. He's just not going to win them. And so as good as he is and as good as he can be as a striker, because, if you put a Hunter on him, he goes 98 pace, 98 shooting, 97 passing, 97 dribbling with 99 stamina. He's just insane. He can play a good striker role. He's got 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves. Honestly, there's so much good about him that he can play the striker role except for the heading. And so it made me think maybe I go and buy Lacazette back and put Lacazette in that role. He's 1.5 million coins, but although he's a little bit shorter than Eriksen, he has 93 jumping and 99 heading. So with a Hawk, he gets 97 pace, 97 shooting, 99 heading, 99 jumping, 93 strength, and 97 aggression, which the strength and aggression combination are really important with regards to winning headers. I don't know how or why it works. It just works, right? And so I could go and get Lacazette back and have Eriksen as a super sub, or alternatively, I can put Bale into the team. And the way the team would set up, we'd go 4-5-1. Gareth Bale would play right mid and Varane would play right back. We'd move Trent into centre back, and therefore Alonso and Van Dijk would be on 10 chem. Alisson would be on 10 chem. Trent would be on 7 chem. Varane would be on 7 chem. Bale would be on 10 chem. Ronaldo at strike would go up from 8 chem to 10 chem. Henry and Vieira would be my 2 cams. Aubameyang would be my centre mid, and he would be on 10 chem too, as with the 2 icons. And then Kante would be at left centre mid and would be on 7 chem as well, or 8 chem. So basically, Kante, Varane, and Trent would be slightly off chem. Everybody else would be on full chem. And that would allow me then to have Bale and Henry up front with Aubameyang and Ronaldo on the wings. And I think that would be a devastating attack. I just didn't try it yet because it feels like such a waste of Eriksen. It feels like such a waste to have him there. But what I can do is then, during games, I can bring Eriksen on for Gareth Bale, put Aubameyang up top, and put Eriksen into that right cam spot, So we got some options. We got some choices on things we can do. We can play our teams a few different ways. One thing that I need to do, which I haven't done yet, so I only set up like the offensive 4-2-2 because I wasn't sure if it was going to work. I wasn't sure how lucky I would be with it. I wasn't sure how well I would play or anything like that. So I want to kind of give it like I'm 17-2. I don't know how much more I'm going to play. It's already late on Sunday. It's 7:30, and so I have 11 games to go, right? And I will stream. I will play on some of my games, but I'm not going to force myself to elite because I want to play now almost to get an understanding of a formation and players rather than playing for the rewards. I couldn't decide this weekend whether or not I wanted to play all my games or not. As you can see, I'm getting good pack results outside of champs packs, and so it's kind of irrelevant. And so I wanted to play this weekend just to gold 2, and then I took that first loss on penalties, which was devastating. And then I took the second loss on penalties, which was devastating. So I'm 17-2 with 2 pen losses. Both games I conceded really, really late goals after winning. And so it's really tough. It's really demotivating. Even though 17-2 is obviously absolutely insane, it's really, really demotivating to just be in a position where I'm like, damn man, I could so easily be 19-0. But 17-2 is still good. And you're seeing now 4-2-2 gameplay. You'll see as well some of the goals that I score. It's a bit different. I'm still scoring crosses. I'm still abusing the wings and abusing the crossing meta, but I'm scoring different styles of goals as well. So I don't know where I want to go really with this weekend league or my team or my formations, but we've got lots of options and lots of choices now. The next comment is from Ishan. He says, I opened hundreds of the basic plan upgrades and my best was 84 Leno. And whether or not that's true as to who your best was or whatever, what's crazy to me is that you open hundreds of them, dude. They were going for like 4.5 to 5k a pop. If you open hundreds of them, you spent at least 1 million coins. Why? Why are you spending 1 million coins worth of tradable content for an untradable pack? It's just not worth it. I've tried to explain this to people all year, and some of it's got lost in translation due to certain things that I do or certain things that I say. When I was first on the road to glory, I would say, hey guys, don't do these SBCs, they're not worth it. And then people are like, oh well, you're doing it, so what's true? And it's always a bit confusing, but bottom line is SBCs really are a coin sink, and no matter how good value an SBC is, there's generally going to be a tradable player out there as good as or better than, or a new SBC a day, a week, or a month later that's going to be considerably better than. And so when we look at some of the SBCs that are available, like that Thomas Muller. Listen, spending 500,000 coins on that Thomas Muller is crazy. And anyone that did that Thomas Muller is crazy. You could just go and buy a player for 500k that is going to be as good as or better than him and is going to fit your team in a better sense. And don't get me wrong, there's some SBCs that are really good and some of the upgrade SBCs you could be lucky in. But if you're spending millions or at least 1 million coins on upgrade SBCs just to hope to chance to pack something, you could have just saved all of those coins on all of those SBCs and bought a player, right? And so that's where I'm kind of at with that. Like, so next time there's SBCs out, just do kind of like what I'm doing now. Like I'm doing some of them. I'm not burning my whole club for them, because what happened is when I changed from a first owner road to glory to a regular road to glory, my coin balance just started going through the roof because I stopped doing SBCs. I stopped doing every SBC that came out that was a player. When I was a first owner road to glory, I would do just most SBCs because I was like, oh, what if I need him? Like I wasn't going to do Juan Fran. I know we're going way back, right? But I wasn't going to do Juan Fran. And people convinced me to do Juan Fran because it's a quality card. And what if I went into, a team where he could be usable? And so eventually I did him. And then, hey, lo and behold, I packed Varane. I got that UCL upgrade Bale. And Juan Fran all of a sudden was now like pretty much worth it. And so I kept doing this thing throughout the year where I was absolutely wasting coins on SBCs because it was right for my account. Now, I know for sure I wasted at least 10 million coins on players I barely even used. Since we went away from the first owner Road to Glory and we went into a regular Road to Glory, I stopped doing that for the most part. There's still some SBCs that I do. Like today, you'll see me do Havertz. There's still some that I do. I typically craft them now through the League SBC system and spend as little as possible. But what happened is I've managed to, by not doing all of these SBCs, I've managed to keep so many liquid coins in my account that I'm able to buy whoever I want. And that is a massive, massive change, because if I sold Ronaldo and Aubameyang and Van Dijk and who else do I have in my team as tradable? I can't even think off the top of my head. But all of my tradable players, I would have well in excess of 10 million coins, 12 million coins even. I would have so many coins, and my team is insane because of it. And that's now allowing me to spend 100k here or there, or 50k here or there on an SBC or on some upgrade SBCs, because I know in the long run I'm still making coins hand over fist because of the League SBC system, because of the bronze pack method, and because of the way I play FIFA. You know, playing FUT Rivals and FUT Champs, at least even to a minimum degree, it's giving me a constant influx of coins. So I would urge and recommend to those of you that are stuck with untradable teams, because I had a few people send me their teams in on stream yesterday, being like, hey man, I've got one tradable player, where do I go from here? And it's like, the place that you go from here now is for the next sort of 5, 8, 10 days, keep grinding and grinding. Do not do any SBCs that are player-based for untradable cards. Only do League SBCs or SBCs that are extremely good value for money, or SBCs that offer packs back. And start saving your coins to buy a player to improve your team. Because if you get to like 200k and EA releases like that Jonathan Tah, and you're like, oh, he's better than who I've got, let me just do him. That's now 200,000 coins that you can't spend somewhere else. That's now an untradable player where you've locked all of your coins up. And so I would suggest to people, and just everyone in general, to stay liquid, man. Just keep tradable cards. Try and stay as far away from untradable and SBCs as possible, because they're never good for your account, man. And if I've wasted tens of millions of coins potentially on SBCs, I can only imagine what you guys might have wasted as well. And then last but not least is from Fortnite Legends. He says, hey Nep, you said that Mbappe was better for the crossing, but I swear every game you get at least 2 assists with Ronaldo coming from crosses to Aubameyang. Some pros to Ronaldo is that his 4-star weak foot feels like a 5-star. He is taller, he is better at heading and stronger. When it comes to if you should choose to carry on or playing with Ronaldo or stop, it's up to you, not the supporters to choose. I think he's actually talking about playing on from gold 2, but yeah, Ronaldo's output is insane. Something just feels different with him. I don't know what it is, but even though it feels like I'm not playing as well with Ronaldo as I was with Mbappe, the stats tell a completely different picture, don't they? I'm quite clearly outperforming with Mbappe. And somebody did make the point that in the early days of Mbappe and the early days of Bale, I had way better records than what I do now over a prolonged period of time. The only thing I will counter to that is I was playing with Bale and Mbappe just to 14 wins maximum, and I wasn't playing rivals. I was only playing a few rivals games during the week if I had to for some weekly objectives, but generally speaking, I wasn't playing rivals, and I was only playing 14 to 18 games of champs per week, the easy games. So Bale and Mbappe were getting their stats from the easy games. Ronaldo and Aubameyang are getting their stats from Division 1 rivals spam at a high form, 2,500 plus points, and 30 games a weekend league. So the fact that they're even having a positive game to goal ratio and assist to goal ratio and stuff whilst playing against the top tier players is awesome. I feel like they're doing absolutely amazing. So this guy's going to be the end of the video. We packed Mohamed Salah again. We packed a few team of the seasons, and we just generally, had some good pack luck in this video. We got Havertz, who got covered by that Mo Salah pool, and we're going to use Havertz back in Ruud Gullit for next week's addition to the team. But this guy's going to be the end of the video for now. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.